have you joined the Happily Ever After Club?
Happily Ever After Club?
हाँ, Happily Ever After Club. Membership is automatic once you buy your dream home from Amit Inamdar. He's both real estate and mortgage broker. One stop, no need to shop.
Oh, Amit Inamdar from Own Sweet Home.
Yes, that's Amit from OWN Own Sweet Home. Call him today, 510-364-6686. Again, 510-364-6686. Or visit ownsweethome.net. That is ownsweethome.net. DRE number 013555522 and MLS 236574.
Are you ready? The Power Hour with Amit Inamdar is your single most source of credible real estate advice, where Amit will answer your questions ranging from home financing, home buying and home selling in today's real estate market. So come join the Power Hour with Amit Inamdar.
Only real estate show filled with credibility, authority and expertise. Every Friday 4 p.m. only on Radio Zindagi.
वेलकम दोस्तों, आप मेरे साथ हैं हरलीन के साथ. टुडे वी हैव येट अनदर एक्साइटिंग शो विद अमित इनामदार. यू गोना हैव अ ग्रेट पावर पैक 30 minutes ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन रियल एस्टेट. एंड जैसे कि आपको मैंने पिछली बार भी बताया था, अमित हैज बीन अराउंड फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम एंड ही नोज द मार्केट इन एंड आउट. ही हैज बीन अ रियल एस्टेट एंड मॉर्गेज ब्रोकर फॉर ओवर 12 years. His show, that is this show, is Power Hour with Amit Inamdar, and we actually come every Friday between 4 and 4:30 to give you थोड़ा सा ज्ञान and answer a lot of your questions. तो अगर आपके पास भी कोई question है, please give us a call at 510-770-1550. If for some reason you can't get through our lines, you can also just submit a question. You can email me, harleen@radiozindagi.com, or just go to Amit's website, which is ownsweethome.net, and click on the radio show link to submit your question. And you can always find Amit Inamdar just by searching his name on Google. It's that easy, पता है? तो आपको कहीं नहीं जाना. All you have to do is just type in his name on Google, and it's going to be probably the first result that comes up. So what are you waiting for? Listen to the show, ask your questions, and get on and own a nice little house. So without taking much time, let me just welcome Amit back onto the show. Hello Amit, how are you doing?
Hi Harleen, I'm wonderful. How are you?
Great. मुझे लगता है कि it's such a nice little Friday. बहुत बढ़िया मौसम है, so we're going to have a great show. So, one thing that we really want to talk about today is inspections. और बहुत सारे लोगों के questions हमें आते हैं कि यार inspection होती क्या है, किस तरह की होती है, क्या cost करती है, and so on and so forth. So we really want to cover those aspects today. So you're all geared up for that?
Absolutely, Harleen. And let me welcome all the friends and all the listeners. Own Sweet Home, my friends, and welcome to my show. Today we are going to focus on home inspections. Inspections, as you know, are a critical part of home buying process. When you write an offer that gets accepted, you also tell the seller that you will be performing some inspections on the seller's property. Some of those inspections may be intrusive, and some of them may not be intrusive. Intrusive meaning you actually have to break something to inspect something. Purpose of doing all these inspections is to know more details about the property condition, and especially to avoid future expenses for you once you get into the home. When you are making an investment of over $500,000, you want to make sure you are buying a home that is in really sound condition. So as Harleen asked, what is really an inspection? If you as a buyer who may not know about the house wants to do an inspection, you'll kind of walk through the house. You like the granite countertops, you like the upgraded kitchen, the flooring, the bathrooms are nicely upgraded, and that's the inspections from your eyes. Now let's put that inspection in my eyes as a broker, and I will actually do a visual inspection. I've seen so many homes, and I may notice things that you might not have noticed. I may notice the fences are not in the proper shape. I may notice the granite that has been put on the kitchen may have two different pieces, and the connection between them may not be properly done. Maybe there is a crack someplace, and you may miss that in big scheme of things. So that's a broker level inspection that's actually giving you little more insight. And then there are inspections that are done by the professionals who are licensed to do that kind of inspections. And those are like property inspection. And there is a property inspector who's licensed to do a property inspection. There is a termite inspection who's licensed to do termite inspection, and they cannot do like vice versa. I mean, you have to get that licensed person. And there are different aspects of the property, like maybe a roof inspection, and those will go on. So you are hiring the people who are expert in those fields to come in and do the inspections for you.
Got it. तो अमित जी, होता क्या है कि इंडिया में ये सब चीज़ें नहीं होती. So a lot of people are first time home buyers, over here. So they're kind of confused कि यार इतनी सारी inspections हैं. So how do you decide that which inspections are actually needed?
Right. So it's very difficult to know upfront which are needed. Okay. So you kind of go at it like a step by step. So typically you will do an home inspections, which is like a generic inspections of the home, ranging from kitchen appliances, the furnace, the water heaters, and the roof, and how the general condition of the house looks. The inspectors even goes underneath the house if it is built on the raised foundation, and they will actually do the inspection from underneath, and that gives you one set of data.
Got it.
Then you have a termite guy or a inspection that is done for pest related inspections, which are like if there is any wood damage, that's because of the insects or because of the water, and maybe a rotten wood, that may be present in the house. And over the years, I mean, things happen. I mean, people don't do these inspections while they're living in the house. So most of them get done every time you move out of one house to going to the next house, and there is a lot of damage that gets found. So that inspector is going to do that. And then you have a roof inspection where the roofer actually walks on the top of the roof, looks at when the water falls on the roof, how does that water kind of drain out? Is it actually seeping through the building, or is it going away to the gutters and getting thrown out? So those are the things you as a buyer may not be trained to do that, and you may not want to walk on these slippery roofs either, because you may fall. I mean, it depends on the weather conditions. You may have moss grown on the roof and stuff. So basically these are the three basic inspections that you're going to order to start with, and then you go from there. Then you see, what do I see? Do I need to go any further? Do I need to invest more money, or do I just need to stop and walk away because it's so bad?
Got it. तो जितने भी हमारे लिसनर्स हैं, हम बात तो आज इंस्पेक्शन की कर रहे हैं, बट अगर आपके पास कोई रियल एस्टेट रिलेटेड कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो, आप हमें कॉल कर सकते हैं 5107701550 पे. तो अमित जी, मुझे एक चीज़ पूछनी है कि कई बार थिंकिंग ऐसी है कि इफ़ आई डू ऑल दीज रिपोर्ट्स या ऑल दीज इंस्पेक्शंस, the costs will actually go up. ऐसा actually reality में होता है, या it's just a perception that we have?
Let me give you an example. I mean, many of us have gone through this process of buying a car. And to start with, we never go and buy a brand new car. We kind of go and say, okay, let me buy this used car, and because I'm not spending like $20,000-$30,000, getting something for $5,000. And you don't know how the car is. So what do? You go to a mechanic nearby and you say, hey, I mean, could you please inspect my car? And he charges you maybe $100. And you are willing to spend $100 to protect your $5,000 investment. So same thing on the housing side. To protect your investment of $500,000, you're going to spend somewhere around $500 to $700 on these inspections. And so there is no shortcut for that. Okay, sometimes in the markets that we have today, where sailors actually do the inspections up front because they do not want buyers backing out for the inspections. Something they find in the inspection, they don't want them to back out. So they will do it up front and say, hey, I have the inspections done and they're all clean, or there may be a damage here, but you're buying the property as is and all that. And they will actually spend money up front. And when I'm representing a sailor, whether it's this market or a slow market, I will always do that. You know why? Because as a sailor, what happens is you have these plans of moving out of the house, and it looks like we have a caller coming in.
Yeah,
so
let's just quickly take this call. Anyways, I think we should just continue.
Yeah. So the sailor basically has plans of maybe sending the kids to college or moving to another state or another city, and they have these things planned. And suddenly there's a $10,000 damage that the buyer finds in their inspections, and now all their plans are kind of set back by that $10,000. And to avoid that, when I'm representing the seller also, I will advise that we do some inspections up front, get to know what the condition of the property is based on how they have used it. I'm sure they love the property. But, while loving the property, you may not take care of it to the extent that the property needs to be taken care of.
Got it. I just have a quick follow-up question on what you had said. One is that if you're buying a brand new house, which is really just recently constructed, be it a condo or a single family, do you still need to do these inspections, or you're like kind of mentally satisfied ki yaar naya hai, theek hoga, or you should not do these inspections? So where should we stand on these things?
That's a really good question. I mean, I personally bought a brand new property in Mission many years ago, and then when I walked through the property and had not done any inspections to start with, because I said, hey, it's all brand new and nothing has to be done. And even though I was in the business, I said, let's not do any inspection. So I'm walking through it, and then I see this nice long crack starting from the back of my garage, going all the way underneath the garage, going through the vertical wall and coming out to the front porch. It's the same crack going across. And I wasn't sure what that means. But let's take a call. We have a caller.
Sure. Hello, you're on air? Hello, you're on air?
So coming back to the crack in the garage
Yeah.
that extended out, I wasn't sure. So I had to get a civil engineer on site. And the civil engineer came by and he looked at it and he said, oh, these slabs, these are high tension slabs and the concrete kind of contracts, and these are very common. There is nothing structurally wrong with this particular crack. And that's kind of satisfied me at that point.
Got it.
Now, the question again becomes, even if you find it, something like that, is the builder going to let you walk away? Is he going to give you back your deposit? And those are the questions that are basically well reserved for maybe when we do the my power hour on negotiations.
Got it. Another follow-up question was that, for a long time, at least a few months, it was really a seller's market. Though we actually saw a lot of overbidding, multiple offers and things like that. So in that case, would you still kind of, put up a contingency saying that mujhe ye sab inspection chahiye, or, you want the house so desperately that you will let go of these things? So what do you suggest one should do?
Okay. A lot of my buyers have gotten into a contract and owned the home this year. And nowhere we said we are not going to do the inspections.
Oh, really?
Okay. It's a myth that everybody kind of says, because look at it from this standpoint. When you buy a car, the car dealership or the sales guy is on your side, kind to sell you the car, and he always says, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. But once you buy the car, you're not going to buy another for the next 5 years.
True.
So he has no interest in you. Same thing in real estate, Once you buy a home, you're not going to buy another $500,000 home in next 5 to 7 years.
Got it.
So the majority of the people will just let go, won't kind of educate you about what your rights are, what you can do and cannot do, but kind of try to make the deal happen. And I'm a bit different from that. I mean, I will say I want to be able to sleep well at night when I advise somebody to do something. And if I'm not able to sleep well at night, I'm not going to advise that person the way that person needs to be advised. And that's how I am. So we did do the inspections. Maybe we had a 2-day inspection contingency. Okay, but we still did the inspections to make sure everything was right. And the buyers knew the risks they were taking getting into this particular contract.
इंटरेस्टिंग. तो अगर आपके पास भी कोई क्वेश्चंस हैं, बी इट रियल एस्टेट रिलेटेड, और आज हम बात कर रहे हैं इंस्पेक्शन की, आप हमें फिलहाल कॉल कर सकते हैं एट 5107701550. जब भी आप हमें कॉल करें, अपना रेडियो का वॉल्यूम एकदम धीरे कर लीजिए ताकि वी डोंट हियर द एको. अगला मेरे पास एक और क्वेश्चन रश्मि ने भेजा है, इज दैट who really pays? मतलब बात आती है कॉस्ट की कि so once you do the inspection and there are repairs, who actually pays for them at the end of the day? कौन पैसा देता है?
All right. I mean, as you ask anybody, any negotiator, and they say everything is negotiable. Okay, so of course you can negotiate these, and you can have seller pay for it, buyer pay for it, things like that. But at the end of the day, if you're a buyer, you want to be paying for that to get your own inspections.
Got it. Let's just take this call quickly and then we'll answer that question. Hello, you're on air. Hello?
Hello, Own Sweet Home.
I'm sorry, if you're trying to reach us, अपना रेडियो का वॉल्यूम धीरे कर दीजिए और जोर से बोलिए ताकि हम आपको सुन सकें. I'm sure there are people who are trying to reach us. Again, the number is 510-770-1550 and we were talking on a very important topic that इन सब inspections के लिए pay कौन करता है? And you mentioned that mostly it's the seller who actually pays.
No, actually, if the seller has done the inspections, he has already paid for it.
Got
okay,
it.
but then the buyer is the one who is investing his $500,000. So it's his interest to pay for the inspections.
Okay.
And get everything done.
Got it. Hello, you're on air. Hello. All right, I think there's some problem with their lines. So you said it's in the interest of the buyer to actually pay for these inspections?
Because see, the thing is, let's say the seller has done the inspections and the inspection says there is further inspection needed. And the seller is not going to do that because he doesn't want to break his walls and things like that. And the buyer says, boy, I don't know what's behind that wall, but the condition exists right now. That kind of shows there may be something behind the wall. I'll give you an example. We had this property we sold in Milpitas. And again, and that Milpitas property, we had all the inspections done by the seller, and we are kind of looking at them. And what we realized is those were not enough. And so our buyer actually went out, got his own inspections done. And our inspectors actually found out that there was a small dime-sized spot that was kind of on the ceiling of the garage. And that actually led to a big mold phenomena inside the roof, between the ceiling and the roof. And there was a cost of almost $3,000 to $4,000 that seller eventually paid to get that corrected.
Got it. We have a caller online, so lete hain unka call. Hello, you're on air.
Yeah, hi there. My question is, you were just talking about sort of the inspection contingency, and you said that some of your clients this year, you were able to put that contingency in the contract. So my question is, in those specific contracts, did the seller have an existing inspection report available, or they had no inspection available, and that's why you were able to put that contingency in? And if, let's say, the inspection reports are already available, do you still suggest having that contingency in there?
Right. And your name is, sir?
My name is Sunny.
Sunny, how are you today?
Good.
Good, yeah. So whether the seller has those inspections available or not, okay, when you do your own inspections, you're always going to find something different, okay? And so it's always a good idea to avoid the future expense for you to have the inspection contingency. And as I said, the inspection contingency can be small. It doesn't have to be 10 days or 15 days. Okay, so you can give the seller confidence. Even if they have all the reports available, I mean, you don't even had a time to read through them. And even if you read through them, you don't know what they mean because all the terms are so new. So you do need some level of inspection contingency. Unless you just want to say, hey, Amit, I just don't care. I mean, I like the house just the way it is. I'm going to buy it. And you sign a disclosure saying, I'm okay without the inspection, and that's the way you go. But yeah, but that's not necessarily true in every case. And your second question was related to...
I think you answered my question.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
All
perfect.
right. Thank you, Sunny, for calling. So, ऐसे ही सनी की तरह अगर आपके पास कोई क्वेश्चंस है आप हमें कॉल कर सकते हैं 510-770-1550 पे. बात हो रही है इंस्पेक्शन की और अभी हमने एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक कवर किया है कि पैसे देता कौन है. So, yeah, Amit, you wanted to add something to it?
Right. So going on what Sunny just asked, like let's say somebody is buying a condo or a townhome, and the roof is being covered by the association.
Okay.
Right. Now the question becomes, should we order the roof inspection? It's going to cost me $100. Should we get that? And a lot of times the agents will advise saying don't do it because it's covered by the association. I understand it's covered by the association, but if something is wrong, you wouldn't even know until it leaks into your house and damages your house, and then the association will take care of it anyway. But if you did the roof inspection, even though it was not required as a sailor fixing it, you found some problems, you have the report that the sailor can give it to the association to have that thing corrected. And you will have the corrected roof by the time you get into the house. Okay? And that's basically saying you're protecting your investment, because that particular damage is going to cost you, the water leaks inside the house may cost you thousands of dollars later on.
Yeah, and what you said earlier to me was like, be, penny wise and pound foolish nahi hona chahiye. So it's important to get these things. जहाँ इतनी investment हो रही है वहाँ अगर $400-500 आप अपनी तसल्ली के लिए खर्च करें, so that's even better. So I think that's very very good takeaway for me for sure. कि मैं अपनी तरफ से note अपने लिए कर लेती हूँ. एक और चीज जो बहुत बात बात आती है कि there are different kinds of inspection, termite inspection, this, that and the other. But do you also need inspection to verify the property square footage and lot size, or that's pretty much standard and it's actually the moment it's listed, so you can take it for granted कि वो square footage वगैरह सब ठीक होगा?
Okay. If a buyer seriously looks at that MLS output, at the bottom of that it says information deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Okay? And nobody reads that because everybody is so focused on how big the house is, how many bedrooms it has, does it have the upgrades, when were the recent upgrades, and you have a focus on that. And then the questions like square footage and other things kind of go on a back burner. And seller may have done some upgrades that are unpermitted. They may have added some rooms, and those rooms he might have included into the square footage. Now, you don't know which is included, which is not, which is the real property or which is the attached movable property. Like, for example, sunrooms and other things, even though you can live in them, they could be moved, and whether seller had the permit on that, whether that information is included in the property report and property square footage, and that's what seller is using. Because at the end of the day, if the county finds out you have more square footage than what you had, they're going to assess your property differently later on, thinking you just made the upgrades.
Got it. So we're having another call. Let's just quickly take that call.
All
Hello,
right.
you're on air.
Hi, Home Sweet Home.
My name is Sachin, and we are basically right now apply for the home inspection. The home inspection is going to happen on Monday, and basically we are in the process of buying a new townhome, and they're going to do that. So basically, I would like to know what we can order. We order complete home inspection as well as the base inspection. It's a townhome, okay? So we'd like to know what we should order.
Right. So the thing is, you're doing the basic things that I'm suggesting. You're ordering the property inspections. You're ordering the pest and termite inspection. You may want to order roof inspection to just make sure the roof is intact, because if something is wrong with the roof, you can get that corrected during the contract period rather than waiting to do it later on, because who has time to run after the homeowner association to have things fixed? Make the seller do that, So if you find something wrong, let the seller initiate that for you, because you have forms to fill, approval process to go on to, bidding process to go on to for repairs and stuff. So let the seller kind of go through that particular events rather than you kind of worrying about it when you just bought a home and you don't know what to do. Now, since you already ordered these inspections, depending on what's in those inspections, your next step is to order those additional inspections. Okay? Because if any doubt exists, you want to order. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I would like to know, do you have any suggestion, any good home inspectors references which you would like to keep?
Definitely. Just go to my website, ownsweethome.net, OWN-sweethome.net. On the right side is the radio show button. Just click on that, submit your question, just ask me some information, and I'll personally respond to that via email.
Okay. I have one last question.
Okay, Sachin, go ahead.
So we find, let's say there is a home inspection happens, we get a report, and once we have a report, could you tell me like how minor or how major? Like let's say we know if there is a major finding there, then we can back out. But if there is any finding we have, do you have it? We can back out in this, or is there a way? Like I don't know, means how important things like we should look into. Like,
right.
In other words.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to say. You are trying
is there a way I can back out or not? I want to know.
Right. Okay. See, the thing is, you have to kind of judge those things based on the amount of money required to fix those things. Okay. And a good realtor will have its crew to kind of help you out. Maybe a handyman may come there and actually give you some estimates. And the estimates come out to $700. And you say, oh, I want seller to do it, otherwise I'll back out. Because $700 is a big thing for me. But look at it this way. The next home you buy, you have to still do $700 worth of inspections again. So you may just decide to absorb that. But now it's $7,000. And the $7,000, you don't want to back out because you like the home, right? You have to figure out how your realtor can really negotiate those things with the seller. Okay? And that's where the real skills come in. Home showing is not a skill of a realtor. Okay, right now, today's market, all the information is available to everyone. Okay, so our skills come into play when we negotiate the price, we negotiate the terms of the contract, we negotiate the repairs, and save you money going forward.
Okay, so let's say if there is this home is as is. Okay, the seller is saying this is as is, sale. So how binding it is for us to go ahead with this, even though we have a contingency for inspection?
Yeah, as long as you have a contingency, you can always back out. I mean, nothing is stopping you from
even though it is
that.
as is.
As is basically says every contract is as is. Okay, there is actually a clause in a contract which is hard coded that says all properties are purchased with their as is and present condition. Okay, and that's how they are purchased, subject to buyer's investigation rights. And your investigation rights you are executing right now. And if something is wrong, seller doesn't want to do it, you back out. Because you don't want to have additional expense down the line. But make sure you do the risk analysis of what you are backing out for.
All right, good. Thank you so
Sachin?
much for your...
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Unfortunately, abhi hum aur calls nahi lene wale hain because our time is almost up. But any quick parting thoughts, Amit, that you want to talk, because this is another topic that we'll have to carry on in the next episode because, there are more questions and we'd love to have clarity. So any quick parting thoughts that you have?
So just to let you know, I mean, the inspections are very critical. And you must do them. I mean, even if the property is being purchased in as-is condition, do the inspection. At least know what you are getting into. Know the monster hidden behind all these nice upgrades. And once you know that, and if you can manage that monster, go for it. But let's not have that monster come back to haunt you every night when in your new home.
Thank you so much, Amit, for coming on the show and sharing all these valuable information. ये आपसे सबसे वादा रहा कि this topic will come back again because we are not yet done with all the information on inspections. अगर आपके पास कोई भी question है Amit के लिए, you can always call him at 510-364-6686. He's located in Fremont. His address is 43575 Mission Boulevard, Suite 702, Fremont. And he's here and approachable. And agar aapke paas koi bhi question hai, all you have to do is get onto his website, which is again Own Sweet Home. That is, you want to own a very sweet home. That's how you remember it. OwnSweetHome.net. Click on the radio show link and even submit your question there. And काफी सारे questions आए कि how can we get a list of inspections and किस तरह के लोग हैं. Just give him an email. He'll quickly respond to it. You can also find a comprehensive list of more than 30 inspections that can be requested. Just go to his website again. That is OwnSweetHome.net. अगर आपको कुछ भी याद नहीं रह रहा, just type in Amit Inamdar on Google and you'll clearly find him right on top. आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो जिंदगी. काफी सारे अभी प्रोग्राम्स आने बाकी हैं और रियल एस्टेट के लिए तो हम स्पेशली वापस आएंगे between 4 and 4:30 next Friday. तब तक सुनते रहिए रेडियो जिंदगी. जिए जा.
Own sweet home, own sweet home. I dream of my own sweet home. Right here, right now, Amit Inamdar will show you how. Call Amit and you are set. Or just visit ownsweethome.net.
DRE license number 0135552 and NMLS number 236574.